Greetings, family. Greetings, and welcome. Welcome to the Art of Rising. We're here about lifting the vibration and rising the codes that you need for your daily life. This is a very, very special podcast today because we're after Monique and Kufunya from the Nicholas of Brooklyn. We had the Purely Holistic Soul Expo on February the 9th. So today we are finally recapping. I'm just going to bring on some of these powerful, powerful sisters. Thank you so much for being on the show, guys.
You know, I'm always clowning.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Yes, I love it. So once you guys, no introduction really needed, but yeah, say your name and where you're coming from and all that.
Monique Nicholas, owner of Nicholas Brooklyn and co-founder of the Purely Holistic Soul Expo.
Sister Kufunya.
Oh, okay. Ta-da! I am called Kufunya Ife, and I do a lot of different things, but the most important thing that I find, and some of my favorite things to do, is with my co-producer, Monique, as we bring these very valuable events to the community, and the fact that when Monique came up with this idea to do a holistic expo, and we were going through different names and everything and purely holistic soul expo came up, and I think people definitely responded to that vibration.
Oh, for sure.
And I was happy to be a part of it. It was a lot of work, but the intention was pure. And once the intention is pure, we move forward with 30 plus vendors.
The place was packed. And then the people who showed up, it was incredible. So Monique, maybe you could tell us a little bit about like the origins of the event and what is it that you've seen that came out of it?
Well, basically, I was talking with Brother Hank, and I was going over some of the previous events that we had at Nicholas, like during the summertime. So we did something, I wouldn't say similar, but it was on a much smaller scale where we had different vendors come into the store. Like we made a whole event about it. We had guest speakers, people like different authors presenting their books, people talking about services that they provide in the community. So I was just looking back at that event, and I was just like, we need to do something like that, but on a bigger scale. And then, I was thinking about some of the other expos, some of the other healing expos that are out there. They charge people to come in, right? It's just a little too commercialized, if you know what I mean. It doesn't have like that warmth feeling to it.
Hello?
It's a little weird, not to put anybody's expo down, but it's just too commercial. So I said,
are you close to your router?
For me?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, Kufunya, we're good to go. And the last time this kind of happened too. I think maybe it's your connection, Kufunya.
Yeah, it might be her. You might want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
She'll tap back in. Okay, continue.
So basically, what was I saying? We were trying to do the expo on a bigger scale. So I said, we need our own expo. It's like anytime you have like a large amount of practitioners in a regular setting, it's not us. So I said, we need something for ourselves. And that's how the idea came about. And I spoke to Kufunya about it, and I just said, I feel like it's very necessary. And this was like, you know, not really in regards to the election or anything like that, but I just said, overall, we all need healing right now. And it,
Mm-hmm.
to me, it seemed like perfect timing. For time.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to Sister Kafunya and I said, let's see who would be interested, as far as participating, and then your name definitely came up. And I was just like, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, ice sponge in the winter. I said, you know what? Let's do it.
Yep, yep. It turned out to be the main event, as far as I could see. Like it was just crazy because at first Kafuni was like, "Oh, we're gonna put you over here in the back in the corner." I was like, "I don't know about this one." She was like, "All right, how about right here in the middle when people coming in?" I was like, "Okay, let's do this."
It's
Yeah.
because we were thinking, like, if people are getting in and out of water, I just imagine the floor getting slippery in that area. So that's
Right.
probably why we probably suggested the corner in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Situation,
I
it was like perfect. It was amazing.
Perfect. I know, Monique, because I hear the way you speak and your hesitance about the whole situation concerning the ice plunge. Like you've never really seen it before. Like would people levitate toward it? How it's happening and the
Oh, they
water
were
and these
there.
type of
They were
things.
ready.
But as you could see, the water is just fine. We control that all on the floor and everything. We have everything mopped up, everything clean. The water's put in and the water's taken out, and people just absolutely love it. I mean, we went and got more ice. One girl was like, "Oh, I don't know if it's that cold." Kufunya was like, "Oh no, we'll get some more ice. Watch this." I was like, "Oops!" I ran to the store right away.
Right?
No, but I was talking about it before the event, and a lot of people were interested. And so I already knew that there were like at least 3 or 4 people that were going to sign up and do it beforehand. I
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
I already knew that they were like,
yeah.
said, oh, I'm doing it for sure.
Right,
I was,
right.
they kept their word, and,
Yeah, they
and
did. Mhm.
very happy too, because who knew, like when I planned this event, I didn't even bother to check to see when the Super Bowl was. And
Mm, mm.
also, of course, we can't control the weather. So, showing that it was
Yeah.
everything. So I'm sure people hesitated, but a lot of people came out despite the snow and despite the Super Bowl. And
Right.
with Kendrick Lamar,
Mhm,
like,
mhm,
so
mhm.
I'm sure there was a few people that didn't come because they wanted to,
Yeah.
or they were situated to catch his performance. And I don't blame them, but
Right.
you know,
Right.
you know how they say whoever was meant to be there, was meant to be.
For
So
sure. For sure. And then I'm not even sure what the numbers were, but I mean, it must have been about 150 people coming through the door.
probably a little more.
Well, that's right, because we had the gift bags.
140 gift bags. Originally said I was giving out 100, but I ended up giving out 140 gift bags. And then
Oh my goodness.
the number of practitioners that were there. So, yeah, it was
Mhm.
probably a little shy of like less than 200 people, I would say, on
Right.
that.
Visiting. Right. Hmm. It was incredible. Everything was there. So Kofunya, tell us a little bit about your take on the whole expo, like from the beginning to the middle to how did you see it?
Well, I'll tell you, I had to talk myself into being very, very calm, because sometimes when you're interacting with different personalities, it could be a little bit challenging. But to set up 30 plus vendors, I had to give myself a big hug for making sure that everybody was in the places that they wanted to be.
Mhm,
So I really full joyed it a lot. And just to meet the people, just to see, and of course, being on the microphone, I like to be on the mic. But on the next one, I'm not gonna be on the mic so much.
we got you recorded on that one. We're gonna see about that. We're gonna see.
Right.
I don't
And,
believe
and
it.
Yeah, man, because the thing of it is I was super excited because I was looking at the weather. I was looking at how we had, it was international. People came from different parts of the world who came in, and I was just like, yeah, this could work.
Mm,
So we're working on the next one. We don't have a date as yet,
mm.
but it's going to happen. And of course, the ice plunge is definitely going to be there
Thank
for
you.
sure.
I appreciate that. The
Yeah.
way I look at it is that, you could go get some Reiki done on you. You could, maybe get a massage or buy something. But the ice plunge, like, there's no doubt about this. This is like an experience. You get in, and it's for real. It's really on. But
Mm-hmm.
let me just say this, Monique. After being there, seeing all the people that came, in spite of the weather and these other events that were taking place, the thing that came to me was like, this belongs in a huge venue, like the Jacob Javits Center, or one of these
I
bigger.
was saying,
I kid you
whoa.
not. And I'm
Yeah.
serious. I am very serious. Now I know it'll take a lot of work. I know that it'll have to be all hands on deck, but I see it. It's there. So what do you feel about that, Monique?
I share the same vision with you as well. I know that it could be, I imagine it being several floors or, definitely multi-level, because I want to have classes going on, like a meditation room, a sound bath room. I want there to be like
Speakers.
different speakers going
Mhm.
on.
Workshops. Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
And maybe cooking demonstrations as well. So
Mm,
that could really come out of this. So it's just, again, finding a space,
mm,
and it's not, easy in the New York City area to rent out a huge place. So,
mhm,
you know,
mhm,
plus I wanted, it's not really about the money. And that's
mhm,
why I have
Right.
no entry fee for the vendors as well. Like, if you
mhm,
go to other places, I have seen places where the vending fee was $900.
mhm.
Our vending fee was $65.
Mm,
Like, how are people supposed to make money? You don't
yeah,
even
well,
people are gonna come out as many people as you want. So it's like, you know,
mm,
I want to always make sure that the vendors and the practitioners
mm,
are able to make something and not have to worry about breaking even.
mhm,
Feeling to do all that work for the whole day and then break even. That's not what
No.
the
mm,
I want people to like
mm,
build up a network, and I want everybody that attends to now have a network of practitioners
mhm, mhm,
that they saw that day.
mhm. I've been to some other ones in the city. I don't want to say no names, but I not only had to pay to get in, some of the vendors, like, the prices were super high, but if they're paying all of this huge vending fee, of course a crystal's gonna be like $85, the size of a quarter.
Yeah, much, but and it's basically to make up for the price of the establishment. So, you know, maybe we'll do one in New Jersey, or we just have to look out for a space in Brooklyn and see what's reasonable, so that way we could keep the fees
The
low,
price is low. Yeah.
entry for people free, because like I said, it doesn't make sense to come out of pocket and then you got to go in and support the vendors, you know,
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
nowadays.
Yep, yep. And then the food was phenomenal. Like, I had the two
Oh,
dishes from
yeah.
two different. Oh my God! And the juices and just the food,
Everything
the
was
food alone.
amazing. The music, DJ Hassan,
Hassan,
is
Hassan,
is
Hassan,
my
Hassan
guy.
Shabazz.
I
Hmm.
I love what he does.
Hmm.
And he's going to be doing more with us. We have a crew that we really work really well together.
Hmm.
And if my slip is showing, Monique is going to let me know. And if Monique's
Hmm.
slip is showing, she's
Hmm.
going to let me know. If Mashari's slip is showing, or Unk
Hmm.
Rising, we got to be accountable to each other. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And I
Yeah.
love the fact that we were able to give away gift bags with real, tangible
Hmm.
gifts.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I
That was
love
super
that.
powerful.
I love
Super,
that.
super powerful. I feel so proud to be a part of it, and I just want to find out, where can I get in more? I want to do more. I want to, yeah, really. No,
Well,
and
maybe we could do an ice plunge at Nicholas too,
oh,
since it's
yeah,
becoming warmer.
we will. Well,
Yeah,
that's
we'll definitely make a whole event out of that. We'll have some vegan vendors and
mhm.
know, vendors as well. Some other.
Monique, people are still contacting me. When's the next one? When you coming back to Brooklyn? They still, I'm telling you, really,
I know, I
really.
believe
And
it.
and then we'll control, or depending on the floors, like if they're wooden, we make sure they're covered, and making sure that there's no
Yeah.
water damage and those type of things. We control it. We control it.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
we've been doing this for a while.
yeah, even you can set up in front of the store, especially if it's a nice sunny.
Yeah. Yes, we've done that before. Kufunya, I don't know if you remember Alkaline Express, right?
Right.
The sister was trying to do something there. She tried it for a long time, but we got into the place and we did an event there and we put the tub outside, okay? It was January. It was freezing. I mean, just outside, the wind was whipping. So we did the breath work inside, and when we came out, sure enough, they came out
I
and they got
love
into the
that.
water. It was crazy.
I
I
love
mean,
it.
and the sister that was speaking about, she was like, "Oh, I don't know if I'm getting in because, I don't have no bathing suit." I was like, whatever, we going. So we're outside. Everybody's, hey, oh, hey. And everybody, they're getting in the water, sisters, brothers. Here she comes out in her bra and panties. I kid you not. Yo, the girl was, I'm telling you, soldier. She got in. And then
That's beautiful.
she had one of these fantastic stories afterwards about how it controlled her menstrual cycle and the flow of it. It lessened it and the cramps and the whole, like, it changed the whole system. Yeah,
That's
there's
beautiful.
tons of benefits. Tons of benefits. Yeah.
People don't understand these things. Even exercise too does that as well. There's a lot of people that I know that I've seen and they're not even getting their period. But as soon as they
Mm,
start exercising, here
mhm,
it comes.
mhm.
Like let you
Yeah.
know that you have
Mhm.
to have it in your daily routine. Like you have to.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, and that's the beauty of Nicholas Brooklyn is like there's such a wealth of knowledge coming out of there. It's a
It's the
powerhouse.
institution.
It's an institution. I love it. The legacy that you guys are building is just phenomenal. I mean, when I started talking to other brothers, I was like, "Oh yeah, I was Nicholas." They were, "Oh yeah, I know them. I've been going there over there." I was like, "Well, I just found out." Yeah, but they were like, "Oh no, I've been going there." They say, and with the workshops that you guys have, some of those big players, man, incredible stuff, man.
I
Well,
kind
the time is now to really hone in on your gifts and talents that you have. And if Nicholas can facilitate that, that's why I call it an institution. I'm very, very happy to be of something wonderful and great and to, assist people on their journey, especially when they come to you. We don't force anything on anybody or anything like that. You
Mhm,
come, you have your business in order, because we don't have no time for no drama or anything like that. You got to
mhm,
come correct
mhm, mhm,
and with love and respect, and we've been getting that a lot. So
mhm,
give thanks
mhm.
to Nicholas Brooklyn in the
Yes,
house. Yes,
big up
yeah.
for sure. Nicholas, Monique, rather, perhaps you could tell us a little bit about the history of Nicholas Brooklyn and how it came to be and stuff like that.
My dad, Randolph Nicholas, is the founder of Nicholas, and it wasn't always called Nicholas Brooklyn. So he originally was working for UPS back in the 70s as a driver for,
Mhm,
and they went on strike. And during that time, that's when he got the idea to just start his own business, and he started selling to businesses that he knew that was on his former route. So, he started building relationships, and I think he was using the truck too.
yeah,
you
I'm sure.
Smart man.
use
Yep,
work
yep,
vehicle for your other things, for your
that's
side.
right.
So I
Mhm,
think he was
mhm,
Hustle.
that.
mhm,
He was also selling out of the back of his car. I have a wonderful picture of him with his big afro. And I was looking at the picture. My dad was so stylish. I was like, gosh, like I really want to find this picture and share it up on my Instagram soon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He had the outfit on, he had the afro, and then the black light posters out his trunk and everything. So
Right.
like a big hit back in the 70s, all that psychedelic stuff and the black.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, he was on to something. Like he always was like on the newest thing, like whatever it was on it, you know, because we did a little interview with him at the store the other day, a little interview, and he was just saying how like Michael Jackson was a big thing for him when, you know, in the 80s, and Bob Marley, and it was just like everybody was coming to my dad looking for those type of paraphernalia from, you know, from those artists. And, you know, a lot of different people from the islands would come and sell their handiwork to my father, whether it be jewelry, hats, or artwork. My dad always took 9 out of 10. My dad purchased the items, and everybody, you know, would work with him. And I have so many stories of people saying they have been with my dad for 20 to 30 and even 40 years, you know, selling back and forth. And, you know, I'm just very proud to keep the legacy going. But from the trunk of his car, he was able to get into a flea market in Queens. And I vaguely remember the flea market. I knew there was like a punch out game there. So
That you remember.
I remember that game there. It was like one of the earliest ones. Um, I remember
Okay.
bringing my Smurf toy there in the booth while he was there. And one of the employees he had working there. And then from Queens, we went to Broadway. We were on Broadway in between 17th and 18th Street. He said in 1980.
I remember.
He got the first store. So we had 3 different storefronts on that block. So,
That was in Queens.
no, it was in Manhattan. In Manhattan.
Union Square.
Union Square. So 1980 to like 20. I'm trying to think when we left there, early 2010. I can't remember the date. It could even be longer than that. I think we were there for about 30 something years on that block. So right across from Paragon Sporting Goods store.
Right.
I know it.
Yeah. So we were Nicholas Variety, Nicholas Hosiery. I think there was another name. It's been so long. You know, we came to Brooklyn. I was like, Nicholas Brooklyn. I was like, okay, this is my store. I want to name it Nicholas Brooklyn. So that was since like 2006. So
Amazing.
I've been with the company since, well, really since birth. But, you know, 2006 is when I got really serious about it, you know, before I was working at online brokerage firms. I had my licenses for, you know, as a stockbroker. And then my dad called and was like, I need some help. And I just came, and then I'm like, okay, I see what you did. I see what you did.
Right. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. That's you know, it's the legacy that you guys, you know, are leaving and building still. Like it continues. People just want to be a part of this thing. It's an institution. And then I see some of the workshops that you have there. Guys are bringing like these serious, deep techniques about healing and knowledge and history. And oh my God, it's like
Nicholas Brooklyn is an institution. It is, because it has provided an outlet for possible interns and young entrepreneurs who want to learn the business aspect of it. And you know, and the vibration that's in the store too means a lot too, because Nicholas Brooklyn has a lot of different variety of things. And the smart thing that this woman that you have in the middle called Monique, she is so brilliant. And I say that with the sincerity from my heart, because when the so-called pandemic came, she flipped the script and made it an outlet for people to come in and get all their essentials. She was an essential outlet during that time, and people loved the fact that they could still come and get their essentials, supplements and whatnot. So a big shout out to Monique for flipping it. That is
And
huge.
house deliveries at that time too. I was like, okay, you can't come. I'm dropping it off. Like I really was on the front lines because one, I wasn't wearing a mask hardly because I was like, I just cannot, you know, like it was like, to me, it was like the most traumatic experience, I guess. That was the most traumatic thing, was me having to wear a mask and then people get mad that I wasn't wearing it correctly. That's a but you know,
Yeah,
I
that's
was
great.
on the front lines because I only missed one day. I was closed for one day, and I was like, no, we can't be closed. We can't.
Wow.
I'm like,
Wow.
they're not gonna give us anything. I'm like, this right here, this is survival of the fittest. So a lot of people
Right.
followed the rules and they closed their shops. I'm like, I can't do this. If I do this, I'm gonna go down. If I follow the rules and listen to what they're saying, and then they're gonna come and help us, and they didn't really help anybody.
Only the big corporations were
Exactly.
allowed to have their stores open, which was totally unfair. But when you have the right intentions and you have like a 3,000 ancestors behind you, and you're doing the work to assist the community,
Yes.
you know heaven and earth is going to come
Right.
along with your ancestors
For
to
sure.
make
For
sure
sure.
that you thrive, not just survive, you thrive.
It had
Yeah.
me in warrior mode. The ancestors had me in warrior mode because it was, like I said, it was like I was on the front line. Like, you know, I had to put that fear aside. You know, at home, I just stripped down at the door before I hit my daughter. I just remember telling her, okay, don't hug me, because I so many people. And it was like,
Right.
you didn't know what to believe at that time.
Right.
You knew that something was off, but you still wanted to be, you know, you still wanted to take some type of caution, you know.
Right, right. Well, that's great, and that's super powerful. And I mean, in my opinion, I see a documentary coming through. I see a movie coming through. I see. Do you see it, Sister Kufunya? Do you see it?
I see it, I feel it, and to have top people come in, like we had Riza Islam come in because he was part of the dirty dozen, that was giving out fake news. I mean, they accused him and many others of fake news and whatnot, and we've had tremendous uh, Dr. Not Jeffries, but
Jane,
Professor Kaba, uh, Professor Small. We had the brothers from the Islamic community. We had Queen Afua. We want to bring, we want people, our community, to be able to touch and feel the realness of the people that are actually doing the work.
For sure, and we do. Everybody feels it. I mean, you just look even a little close, and you can see what's happening here. And
Yeah.
Monique, I mean, you must be looking at some of these things and go like, "Wow, man, how did we get here, man?" Like,
but I always say this, a thought is a thing. So once I say, okay, I want this to happen, I just make it happen. So I'm good at manifesting. You know, I just manifest a few $1,000,000. So I'm working on that because
right.
I manifest everything else. If I say I want this or I want that, I make it happen. So
Yeah,
but
because it's definitely the intention. It's definitely the intention. And I had a conversation with someone yesterday. Is like, my motto is do what you love and the money will come automatically. But if you're
Mm-hmm.
going to do this just to, oh, I want to do this to make
Mm-hmm.
millions,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it works out and then again it doesn't, but it's always the intention and
Mm-hmm.
why do you want to do this?
Always,
And
always.
I,
If
and
you, mhm.
yeah, and I was very, very proud to be. Let me tell you, after that expo, I had to take a strong off. I don't call it week. I
Yeah.
take a strong off to just, because we
I'm
we
glad
did a
you brought that
lot.
up. I'm glad you brought that up because me
Yeah.
too. Then I went home, I was on fire. Then the next day, I was like, "Look, I'm laying down, just kids was on me. I was like, no, not today. I gotta
I think
recharge."
Kufunya, I'll talk to you in a few days or something. I need
Right, you did, and it was well worth it. And we got to give a shout out to the volunteer. We had volunteers. That's the very most important thing when you're doing big events like that one. I mean, that's a very first. And now we have fine tuned where we can make it, a little bit more smoother, but people have to remember this was our very, very first purely holistic soul expo.
So,
Kufunya so extra sometimes.
yeah,
I am.
that's all right. That's what we love about her.
Yes,
But
yes.
yeah.
Shout out the helpers. Yes, I had Sister Tisha from the Bush Doctor. We had Bridget from Brown Girl Empowerment helping us out, and she also had some interns there helping us as well. Mashari helped out before the event. She wasn't able to make it there, but she helped with vendor placement as well. So
Yes.
California ended up having to do all of that by herself. So I know Sister Kufunya was overwhelmed, and luckily the expo was right by the shop because I had to run back and forth and grab
Yeah.
tape,
Right.
Yeah.
grab paper towels,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
garbage bags. I had to make sure all the vendors were okay. So doing that check-in was a lot. Normally, I'm able to do it much easier in the shop because the most we ever have is 9 to 10 vendors in the shop. But this
mhm.
35 vendors, it
Right.
was like 3 times, almost 3 or 4 times the amount that we're, used to dealing with. So
Mm.
we wanted to make sure everybody was okay. And we did the very
Yeah.
best that we could. And
You know,
differently next time, we want to make sure the accessibility is there for everybody. And, like I said, I'm
Mhm.
and guest speakers. So we're going to ramp it up for the next one.
Yeah.
Definitely. With myself and some of the other loose brothers too, we tried to pitch in as much as we could. We
Oh, y'all
moved
did a
things. I
fabulous
mean,
job. Y'all did a
Kafunya was
fabulous.
honest, boy. She wasn't cracking the whip. No, she just gave the look, and that's all. It.
They
And we
were
was on
very,
it. We
very
was moving
helpful.
things. Yep, chairs,
They were
everything,
very
everything.
helpful. So shout
Yeah.
out to them too.
Yeah, big time. And then all of the greeters that would, I mean, I was greeting too. I was telling people, welcome home. They were looking at me like, "Whoa, who's this guy?" I'm like, welcome home. You home. And they was loving it. And then some of the other ones that were giving out the gift bags and those other items at the door too. Like it was just beautiful. Giving them
Yeah.
information, directing them, and like that's why I tried to help out as much because I see a lot of people like a little bit lost, like, what's going on? Where should I go? I was like, come on in. Come in. Welcome home. Mhm.
and
Like,
and the thing of it is that even though the weather, people were supposed to be there at 10, so we had to, adjust our demeanor, so to speak, because it was the weather and just everything for me worked out really, really well. And I'm really, really thankful that we are doing the recap and everything, and everyone will be excited
Yeah.
about our next one because it's going to be on and popping. And I think we're going to start advertising for vendors uh, more than likely very shortly.
yeah, we're still trying to pinpoint when will be best, but I want to see first if I can find another venue as well. So
Yeah.
if we have to have it in the same venue, so be it for the second one. But by the third one, I definitely want to see if we could have something that's more on the ground floor, or like, just a little more accessible for everybody, because we have to keep everybody in mind. We want to make
Right.
everybody, is able to get to and fro easily.
Yep, yep,
Yeah,
for
we want to
sure.
definitely have wheelchair accessibility for
Mm.
people, even though I think restoration does
They have,
have it.
they have,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There was all. That's another beautiful thing about this experience is that there was all sorts of people there, different shades, different
International
ages. Families was coming and like,
children.
oh, couples and single cats and oh man, it was just beautiful. Young guys and like there was everything. It was just teaming up and it was beautiful. Yeah, yeah.
All
thank you.
right.
Happy to have you there as well. We're looking forward to more. We have a couple of events coming up. We have our open jam session coming up on Saturday, March 29th. And then we're going to have Queen Afua at Nicholas on
Mhm.
Saturday, April 5th. So we always have something cooking in the kitchen.
Yep,
Right.
for sure, for sure, for sure. That's why
Ben coming too in April 20th.
who's that? Who's that?
Ross
Ross
Ben.
Ben
So he was another healer that could have been at the expo as well. I think he had something going
in
on.
Tucson.
Yeah. Oh, he was in Arizona with the crystals.
Right.
Mhm.
So, hopefully for the next one, he'll join us. Um, there was something else I was going to say. Uh,
Mhm.
it'll come back to me.
Yeah, I know you were talking about some of the events, the people that are coming. You have some things coming up, and yeah, it's just a wonderful thing that you're doing there. It's incredible. That's why I asked earlier, like, you must be beside yourself sometimes. Like, how did this all happen? Because like we do events also, right? Kafunya, she's one
Yeah.
of our she's royalty at OMZL, and she's one of the she is the main vendor that comes through. But with the ice plunge and everybody around and this musical artists and all that, I kid you not, Kafunya, sometimes I'm just beside myself. I just look around, like I get this like epiphany, this moment, and go like, "This is beautiful."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just manifest.
It manifested in a month. So that was a month. So imagine
Mm.
Yes.
I have more time to really
Wow,
vent,
a
because
month.
yeah,
Yep.
a month. So to gather all the groups and everything and make it
Mm,
happen, yeah, that was a lot. It was a big undertaking. So,
mm,
I'm
mm,
still kind of exhausted. That's why I'm like, I'm
mm.
telling Kafua, hey, let's do this in this month. Let's do that.
Right, right. It took a while to get you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Say again.
No, it was a lot as far as advertising and promoting and whatnot. It was a lot of hard work, but I'm so happy of how everything turned out, especially for our first time. And I was happy that we had the turnout that we did for that
Mhm.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, yep,
Yes.
yeah,
With the
yep. It was good.
snow and the
Mhm.
I'm
Yep.
telling you, the ancestors were
Mhm.
with us. Heaven and
Mhm.
earth was with us because
Mhm.
of the
Mhm.
intention.
Right,
The
right.
intention is the foundation of how everything is going to work
Mhm.
on your behalf.
Yeah,
I firmly
and
believe
then
that.
I do also, and it's much needed. It's what people want, and I often say that I'm proud to be a part of helping to change the face of holistic healing, because
Oh,
if you
yes.
right, Sister Kafuni, if you look around at some of these places, the color shade is as
It's
if
not
we don't
there.
know anything about those things. Like when on the contrary, if you know the history behind lots of these healing modalities and
And
where
we're
they come from.
Nate, yeah. So for them to be teaching, let's not go there. But
Yeah, let's not go there. That's another show. Listen, I don't want. Yeah, yeah. That's why I try
We
to keep it
already
general.
know. We
yes,
Hmm.
know.
yes,
Hmm.
yes.
Hmm. Yeah.
But I just remembered, yeah. So how you said, you get beside yourself sometimes, like, from doing all these events. Not only did we have the expo that Sunday,
Oh boy.
brother, the night before,
Hmm.
and he was there for several hours, and then we had him again after the expo. So going forward in the future, I would set it up
We're
like
not doing that.
that.
No.
by the time that third event rolled around, I was like on E.
Yep.
And I had my head down.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The whole healing weekend, and I'm like so exhausted, and
yeah. Some of the brothers I was working with, brother Evan, he was the one with the didgeridoo.
Right. They did, yeah.
He teaches qigong and all that, but we were doing the didgeridoo, and I was already exhausted. I was like, oh man, I gotta get out, I gotta get something to eat. I'm tired. And he was like, oh, I'm going over there. You coming? I was like, oh no, man, I gotta get home to the family, man. But I can't imagine staying there for more. Oh man, they would have to just taxi me home.
Yeah, we were there. I don't even remember what time I got home.
It was pretty late.
I don't even know. I think that was the 1 o'clock morning. I don't know. I know. It was a lot.
Yep, but well worth it. Well worth it. I know that brother Haru, right? That's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. He comes with some powerful healing stuff. Like, woof. I know there's some places they don't even want him around because he's helping folks on some serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
real solutions to the people. Even having Brother Reza Islam, as long as they are doing the right thing, they will always be welcome at Nicholas.
Yeah.
Always be welcome, because
I love it.
Real healing and real.
Yep. Real tools.
Talk.
Real talk and real solution, real tools that you could use. I mean, on the expo alone, I picked me up some from Dr. Mission. We got to get him on the show too. His name is Dowdo. But the colon cleanser, he got into the ice plunge. We did an energy exchange. He gave me a bottle. I was hooked, man. Now I bought 2 more bottles and all kinds of things.
Yeah, definitely have him on the show. Definitely.
Sellers in the store, the colon cleanse. We sell a lot of his products, so I love what he's doing. And he has a similar story to mine. His father started the business. And we were just talking yesterday, matter of fact, because he saw my dad at the shop. And I said, you need to do this with your father, too. And he's like, oh, my dad's shy. And I'm like, my dad is the same exact way. Like, they're both old school. And, they don't want to be this whole technological age is just not for them. They don't want any parts of it whatsoever.
Right. But we got to step up. We have to step up. It's a learning curve. I mean, I personally had to step up my game like big time. It's such a learning thing. I was about SEO and all that. I'm like, I don't even know what this is. Well, why would you put SEO in your website? I thought you just have a website. It's like, no, you got, color scheme and oh man.
It's a lot.
And it's like me. I have a YouTube channel and I was talking to one of my good friends in California. Because we were looking up some information and whatnot. And I was saying, Kufunya, you got this website, this YouTube. What are you doing with it? So I think I'm going to do a podcast, talking about different things, my poetry and whatnot. But I'm going to start utilizing, because what's the point of having it if you're not using it?
You have to use it.
I don't understand that.
It's like a tool, right, Monique? You just have to do it.
The bad thing about it is, we do have to stay on top of the latest things. It's just sometimes it just really takes us away from nature. It takes us away from the present. Like we're always looking down now at our phones, and it's like, sometimes I just want to unplug. Even at night, I try to silence my phone at night because it's dinging, ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes it's like even in the morning, how many people are waking up and reaching for their phone first?
I do my best not to do that. I have to
same here. I wait. Me too, Kufunya. I wait till like 9 o'clock. I see myself like reaching for it. I go, no, wait.
Mine is more like afternoon.
Yeah, I hear that.
In the afternoon.
Business owner, I have to check it.
Yeah.
Just stop, pile up. I got to check my financials. I got to do a lot of stuff in the morning. So I'm trying to wake up like another hour earlier, so that way.
Yeah.
that time to myself, you know.
Yes,
A
thank
lot
you for saying that. Because I'm like that. I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. People be like, "Why you get up so early?" Why? Because that's my time. That's why I could do some of these
Right.
things now. Because once the kids get up and the day starts going and the phone starts go, oh, nah, it's over. That's it. You know.
set limits. So it's like either you stop doing your phone at 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock, because really you shouldn't be looking at the screen before you go to bed, you know, so that way
Right, exactly.
you're asleep. But it's hard, you know, we're all plugged in, and it's like
Mhm, mhm, mhm,
Instagram and TikTok, they want you to be on there
mhm,
for a
mhm.
long time, you know, and now they see
Yeah.
the kids are getting hooked, and you see the lawsuits now against like the game companies because
Mm.
they're addicting the kids at
Yeah.
a young age, and they're
Right.
rebellious at that. I don't know if you see
Yeah.
cases where the kids are like, you know, harming the parents for taking away the phone because they know
Yeah.
they're not going to eat because
I
they keep
think. Hmm.
saying no, they're not hungry.
Yeah.
They could keep playing the game, you know.
I do. I see this, and they make them phones. They make them like heroin. Oh
Yeah.
no, they
Right.
know how to. Yeah, I'm telling you, they know how they make it. They know the blue light and all that. I mean, just look around. You see, they
I
make it purposely like that.
realize, you know, realize where the origin of the blue light screen came from. I was,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but it's just,
Yep.
it's like even they have us binge watching shows. They want us so not in,
Distracted.
yeah, like it's
Yeah. Yeah. You remember the TV would go off at a certain time. TV don't go off now. No, no.
24.
Nap 24, man,
Yeah.
hundreds of channels and
The
man.
crypto market is 24/7. You know,
Mm-hmm.
what's
Mm-hmm.
they want you to be plugged in. They want to control you, and that's
Yeah.
what they're basically doing because you can't say that they're not controlling us.
Right. And that's what I love about, the Nicholas Brooklyn, that some of the information that is coming out of that, man, it is priceless. I've seen some of the documentaries back in the days, like for instance, I always think of like Hidden Colors. Some of the
Right.
information was there. And then I seen them in your shop giving a workshop. I was like, oh my God, it's like, yo, that guy is phenomenal. It's like I just want to meet him, and there he is, man. That's
And I'm so
beautiful, man.
used to it. And then like the reaction that you're having, so many other people are like, oh my God, you had this person, you person. I'm just like, they're just people, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know,
yeah,
like I'm always like that. Even when it comes to like celebs, I'm like, they're just
yeah.
regular, you know. I don't,
Same here, same here.
you
But
know.
much respect
But
to those
I,
people.
yeah, my celebrities are the people in the conscious community. Like I look
Right.
and respect them and honor them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna be sitting there like honoring these,
Starstruck.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
like
Right.
celebrities that are out there
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Some of
They don't do nothing. They don't have no talent. No, absolutely no talent. They don't even sing a chord or nothing.
helping us spiritually. They are
Right.
not, you know, they're
Right.
guiding us down the wrong path. A lot of,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the
Mm-hmm.
ones anyway. You know, they promoting certain
Yep.
things for us to take, and
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't cool with that. You know,
Right. Right. Right.
that,
Yeah. I mean,
that
give somebody else a chance.
you know what I mean. Back in the pandemic days, they were promoting for us to take certain things. You know,
Right.
I'm like, that's not helping us. That's not
Yep.
helping.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I know. I know. I
Yeah,
know. I
because
know.
my
Mm-mm.
whole thing is like if the powers that should not be were really concerned, those media outlets,
Mhm,
they would say, oh, vitamin C,
mhm.
which has
Yeah.
been proven to do certain things, the vitamin D,
Mhm, mhm.
scientifically proven,
Right.
the elderberry, and
Mhm,
even in the
mhm,
sacred scriptures, it
mhm,
it says, let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food.
mhm, mhm,
And the herbs are the healing of
mhm,
nations.
mhm,
And it says in the Hippocratic Oath, it says do
mhm,
no harm. So you're
mhm,
violating
mhm.
your whole
Yeah.
oath,
Yeah, yeah, and
you
and and
know?
the and the fruit, eat the fruit with the seeds. It's a scripture. It's there. It's like, and now they take the
Exactly.
seeds out of the fruit.
I know. I went to the grocery store yesterday with my daughter, and I was just like, look how fake this watermelon looks, you know.
Mhm, mhm,
I was like, yeah,
mhm,
I will leave that right there. I'll wait and get my, you know, watermelon with the black seeds from my spots, so
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
it's,
yes.
yeah. That's the beauty of being in a place like Nicholas, Brooklyn. The consciousness is so high. Oh man, it's like you
And
just.
we have our because are human, we're spirits having a human experience. We have our days. I have my days sometimes. Well, I don't want to set up over there. I want to set up over here. And Monique will say, Kafunya, I'm telling you.
Right,
So
right.
I listen. I listen. I might be pouting a little bit, but I listen. I
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
I've
that's
been
good.
doing things for a long time, so I do have certain experience in different areas,
Yeah.
and the same. I always listen to my dad because he's a wealth of knowledge. He look in a different light, whenever I'm having, some issues at the shop or whatnot, he has a solution, because he's been doing this for a long time. He always says there's always going to be a slow period. Like, you
Right.
have to just get through it. So I always appreciate his guidance, and I'm grateful, to still have him here and help, and my daughter as well. So we're very thankful for him, and my mother is
Absolutely.
thankful
Yeah.
Absolutely.
for my whole village here, because I wouldn't be able to continue doing what I'm doing without my village, especially
For
like
real.
talked about the different volunteers that helped out at the expo, especially my friend Brandy, and then people like Tisha called me up and was like, girl, do you need help? I was like, yes, thank
Right?
somebody. I'm glad I brought this up. So when somebody actually calls and asks if you need help, not even that fake kind of help, because there's people that give that fake help, like, oh, going in your life, do you need help? Let me know if you need.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Let me know.
Okay, let the person know, and then you tell them, and then you say, okay, come on this day and help. Then they're nowhere to be found.
They don't show
So
up.
I just really appreciate my village, like, because they always show up, and if they can't, they'll send somebody else. So appreciative, because I love loyal people and genuine people.
Same here, but that's
Right. And
beautiful.
and
Go ahead,
also
California.
the volunteers who came, the teenagers, the high schoolers that came, some of them were, I think, maybe college students too. They get credit for being a part of what we did, or what we do. They get credit for that.
They said they had a great time. The time that they came and helped out in an event, and they loved it. So, and
I'm
I'm
sure. Yep.
amazing. They were greeting people. So we're just thankful. So we're
Yes, real people.
to part two of the Purely Holistic Soul Expo,
So,
and we will let you guys know when we have a date. And
Okay. Okay. Good. We're looking forward to it. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you for recapping all of these wonderful
thank
things.
you.
We are looking forward to the ice plunge over there, and I'm hoping to, when you find a little bit of time, if we can speak about that, look at the calendar, set a date, and
Right.
start that. You see, right, Kafunya? It's a beautiful thing.
I
People
love it.
love it. We could put it right outside in the front. Trust me, that whole avenue, there'll be cars passing by and beeping and and trying to find out what's going on. So we look forward to seeing you guys very soon and
Thank
hearing
you.
next Purely Holistic Soul Expo.
Expo. And when you have everything, organized here, I would love to share out this, because I know Monique is going to share it out. I'm going to share it out too.
Of
And
course,
thank
of
you for
course,
being a part of the Nicholas Brooklyn family.
of course,
yeah,
of course.
And Umziel, I love coming to your events. I have a
Thank you.
great time, and my children, Monique, his children are my children, and they always want to know if I'm coming or not. And,
Yep,
where's
yep,
Auntie Cafunya? Where is
yep,
she?
yep,
But we
yep. You
give
see,
thanks and,
Monique.
yeah, we
It's a
give
family
thanks and
thing.
praise. We give
yeah.
thanks and
Hmm.
praise for you and for Nicholas Brooklyn. And shout out to everybody who came, all the volunteers, all the vendors. We love and honor you, and we honor your presence. And that's what I have to say. Monique, you
Okay.
have anything else to say in closing?
I'm just happy to be on here tonight, and we just look forward to, future collaborations because I could already see the vision. So,
All right.
what is a thing?
That's right. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. Sisters, peace and love.
Yes,
One
Thank you so
love.
much. Thank you. Thank
All
you
right,
guys.
Monique. Thank
right.
See
you,
you soon.
Omar. Peace and
Peace,
love.
peace, peace.